Good morning and welcome to another edition of Charch Chat. I am Paul Charchian from League Safe. Thank you for joining us here at Open Sports. Today I want to talk about some of the waiver wire guys you can pick up here after Week 1's games are now done and some of the guys you ought to be targeting. At the top of the list, Eddie Royal from the Denver Broncos, the big game on Monday Night Football. This one seems a little bit obvious, but let's just talk for a second about Brandon Marshall and when he comes back, what that really means to Eddie Royal. First, Eddie Royal, I believe, will stay in the lineup, and it seems obvious now. Darrell Jackson will likely not be in the starting lineup. And he brings another, like Brandon Marshall, a big play guy. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Brandon Marshall comes in, and that means that Eddie Royal is going to be the number 2 or number 3 receiving option, and that's true, but that doesn't mean there isn't plenty to go around here. I still see a lot of opportunity here for Eddie Royal as Brandon Marshall gets doubled, and Jay Cutler looks for another guy. And I mean, Cutler looks fantastic here. So Eddie Royal makes a ton of sense. Talked a lot about Tim Hightower already in other videos that you've shown here and looked at here at Open Sports, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on him, but he's my official running back pickup of the week as he has cemented the role of goal line guy and short yardage back, and maybe someday actually supplants Edgerrin James, so I won't spend a lot more time on him. Kevin Walter is somebody you could think about from Houston. Kevin Walter is a tall wide receiver, good downfield target. He had 65 receptions last year with the Schaub combo with Sage Rosenfels, and I like him a lot. He had a touchdown last week. Got the physical tools to be a goal line guy or be a long downfield guy, and he'll get a lot of single coverage with Andre Johnson getting, I think, a little too much coverage on his side. So Kevin Walter's a guy you could look at, and somebody else we actually talked about in the preseason as a good sleeper. And then lastly, for those of you with Tom Brady looking for somebody to pick up, of course, I don't know everybody that's available in your league, but assuming that first sort of tier of guys, like, the Kitna level guys are not available, Kitna and Rivers, and those guys are all gone, and you got to go pretty deep, maybe Trent Edwards, of the guys that are almost certainly available in your league, maybe Trent Edwards is the right guy. I considered Chad Pennington, but the things I like about Trent Edwards, he's on the learning side of his career, and so you can really look at his game and think that he's somebody who's going to get better from week to week to week. A strong running game to keep some heat off of the passing game. He's got Jason Peters coming back. That helps his blind side. He's got at least one legit target in Lee Evans, and maybe somebody emerges out of that second wide receiver group, and maybe James Hardy finally starts to get some playing time as the season wears on. And he did have 2 really big games at the very end of last season, and that boded well. And I liked what I saw in Week 1. So if most of the usual suspects are gone, you got to go deep into the waiver pool at the quarterback position. Let's think about Trent Edwards. All right, there you go. Some waiver wire guys that you can pick up. Thank you for watching Charch Chat here at Open Sports.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.